Evening Words is back on WRD 900 AM 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, and the Word Radio app. I don't know if y'all understand how dope my show is right now, but I want to welcome back to the program Angela Rye, award-winning host, social justice advocate, legal analyst, and CEO of Impact Strategies. And I want to welcome to this program the legendary Errin Haines, a political contributor at MS Now and editor-at-large for The 19th, a nonprofit newsroom covering politics and centering women. Errin Haines, Angela Rye, welcome to Evening Words.
I mean, hey.
Errin, I told him I was crashing your segment.
I love that for us. It's Machete Monday up in here. We're out here. How's it going, Doc?
Look, Errin, I think I just need to be quiet and let y'all talk. It's really what I think needs to happen.
Take it from here. Exactly.
Exactly.
We got it. Reclaiming our time.
Exactly.
So I just want to make sure that the listeners know that not only did Errin spend a very long time in Philadelphia, she is also the president who is doing groundbreaking things, introducing amazing initiatives to the National Association for Black Journalists. I am now a dues-paying member in part to support my girl. She's going to be hosting.
Give it up for Errin Haines as the president of the NABJ for sure.
National convention in Atlanta this summer, and she has been an integral part of everything that is happening around strategy, making sure that Black journalists are having their say to ensure that our lives and our interests are protected during this very challenging season. So my sister, I just want to say thank you for all you're doing to ensure that we are better and safer as Black people in this country as we continue down this quest to find our liberation.
Listen, sister, I appreciate you so much. You know that, but the work that you've been on the front lines of this thing, and you have been a truth teller for us for so long, and you continue to do that so boldly. In this moment, we know that the truth is under attack. Black America is under attack. Black journalists are under threat. And so thank you so much for all you are doing to amplify the stories that Black journalists are telling as part of the story of Black America, and making sure that, the story stays out there, but also that the stories that Black journalists are telling continue to be front and center as part of the American story. That just means so much. So thank you for your work. Because the work continues, and you've been out here in these truth-telling streets for a while, and that's why you're here now.
Why you didn't bring me no shades, and why you didn't tell me that I was supposed to wear some? You on here looking real cool, and I don't have no. These are cute.
I don't have a grass wall, so I have to do what I can to try to, spice up this background some kind of way. I'm just doing my best. Exactly.
Excuse me, Miss Angela and Miss Errin. I would like to just get a quick question here. Then I'm happy to turn it back over to y'all.
Fine.
No shades. Those are cute, James. This is regular. This is our girl Curie Champion's birthday too, by the way. Shout out to Curie. But I just am really mad because these glasses are cute, and you don't know this, James. Errin don't like the chair, so that's part of what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if you gonna let me have
it. I'll order you your own pair before I let you.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's true.
You gotta let him have his show back.
I'm about community, but I don't like sharing.
She wouldn't even give me a chicken wing, James.
Hold on.
That's the story for next week, James, when we come back.
Yeah, listen, I would love to have you both back on any given day just to get that out there. But Errin, you are doing a really dope event tomorrow at the Museum of the American Revolution, which is 101 South 3rd Street. 3rd and Chestnut Streets, folks, right here in Old City, Philadelphia. You have Erika Sanchez, a poet, on the panel, Dawn Porter, director and founder of Trilogy Films, and, of course, Nikole Hannah-Jones. The Nikole Hannah-Jones. Errin, talk a little bit about what you're hoping to get out of the moderation of that incredible panel tomorrow.
Sure. Listen, thank you so much. Our event tomorrow for the 19th, the organization that I helped to found in 2020, we're going to have an event because, look, we know that we are marking the 250th anniversary of this country at a moment when democracy feels deeply contested, and also the narrative around that founding. We know that could, there will be a certain narrative that is out there, but we cannot tell enough stories about the actual founding and really what it means for us to be at this moment in democracy at this milestone. So Revolutionary, our Declaration of Belonging, is an event that is about marking that anniversary by really asking a more honest question. And that is not just who has been included in the American story, but also who has been excluded. And what does it mean for all of us to claim belonging now? So like you said, I'll be in conversation about whose story matters, right? With Nikole Hannah-Jones, Don Porter, Erika Sanchez, Janae Nelson from the NAACP Legal Defense Fund will also be with us. I mean, literally, the lawyer who argued the Louisiana versus Calais case where the Voting Rights Act was struck down, she argued that case. And we also have Eric Wayne from the ACLU. So, I mean, we are going to be looking at the country's 250th anniversary, not just as a commemoration, right, but as a conversation. And this is really never, belonging has never been a passive thing, right? I mean, for so many communities, we know this. Belonging has had to be claimed. It's had to be demanded. It's had to be protected. It's had to be reimagined. And we know Black America is literally at a moment at our 250th anniversary where we are still fighting for our belonging.
Angela, do you have a question that you would ask Errin to bring to this illustrious panel? Not about sunglasses or chicken wings, but like a question about.
These are important questions, James. Don't poo-poo, chicken wings and sunglasses questions. Okay. Very important. Okay. But what I would ask you, Errin, you talked about a declaration of belonging. And I think it's at a time where we feel like we're strangers in our own land, a place that we, as I say, we built this joint for free. And so I would ask you to ask Nikole, to ask Janae, to even answer for yourself, what does it look like to belong in this hour? What does it look like for us to reclaim what is rightfully ours? I think that's what I would ask.
Yeah, I mean, look, when I think about the Declaration of Belonging, which is really how I also approached the project that we're doing at the 19th, the editorial project, the journalism, I'm writing a series of columns for my newsletter, The Amendment, around the journey in this country from exclusion to belonging. And we know that the folks that were left out of our founding documents, I'm talking about obviously formerly enslaved folks, women, LGBTQ plus folks, those folks were not included in our founding documents. And yet, all of those people were present in this country, in the colonies at the time of our founding, and they knew that those words applied to them. And so generations of those folks ever since have been contesting, based on those words, that they also have a place in this country, that they belong in this country, and that they have absolutely shaped this democracy for the better to make it the truly representative democracy that it is meant to be. So when I talk about the Declaration of Belonging, I mean, that means that we are not simply asking to be included in somebody else's story, right? We are declaring that we have always been part of the American story. And for the people who were excluded at the founding, belonging is an act of courage. It's an act of imagination, and that is ongoing. The American Revolution continues, and it continues because of all the people who continue to push this democracy forward. So this is about naming that history, but it's also about carrying it forward into our next 250 or however many years, this democracy is going to continue to exist. Seriously. So I want people to understand their agency, their power as the framers and the founders of where we go from here.
Question to both of you. We'll go to you first on this one, Ange. Errin, I know you don't have time for this in the amendment, but if you've been following the story about Freedom 250, which is this president's sort of, I think, mockery of the semi-quincentennial, a lot of artists have backed out of it, claiming they didn't kind of understand, like, I don't know how the misunderstanding happened, but they didn't understand it would be political, or they didn't understand it to be propaganda. Do they not know who this president is? I don't know, but I think it's continuing to raise specific questions within the Black community. And again, we'll go to you first on this, Angela, and then Errin, bring us home on this. Black folks, you guys know I talk to Black folks every day. And Black folks are searching for how to mark the semi-quincentennial. So, like, they want to know what are we? Because a lot of the kind of knee-jerk isn't the wrong word, but a lot of the automatic response is F July 4th, or we're not we've been rocking Juneteenth, or we're not rocking with it, or what is maybe appropriate's the wrong word, but as people are asking folks like yourselves who are in the media, who do the reporting, who understand the world in ways that they're willing to be explicit about publicly, what is the pathway for marking or commemorating the 250th? Answer you first, and then you, Errin.
Yes, we're actually working on something. I'd love to hear from your listeners when I come back next week, since you would let me take any listener questions this time. Wow. But what we're working on right now is how we reclaim that day, that narrative for us. Let's be clear. The greatest patriot in this country's history was a Black man. His name was Crispus Attucks. He died for freedom that wasn't even his, that they didn't even give him. So the 4th of July is ours. Juneteenth is ours, and whatever else we say is ours is ours. So let's start there. Many of us will be in New Orleans. We didn't want to be in Louisiana. We wanted to move Essence Fest out of the state because Louisiana does not respect our voting rights, does not respect our ability to elect a representative of our choosing. But we're going to be there. And so if we're going to be there, we're going to make sure that we take over and we're clear that we want to examine the state of Black America, that we want to examine our commitment to this country and how we continue to support ourselves. We're going to pledge to one another that we're going to live and do different. So I want you to think state of Black America meets Million Man March, meets your altar call at church, meets your Essence Fest, have a good time, and maybe where them fans at all at once. That's what we're trying to do. And I want people to know, because there was somebody, Errin, even asking in the comments about if they can't go to your panel tomorrow, how can they be a part? There will be virtual opportunities. There will be satellite events. We're going to get this going. We are all we've got. And I want us to know that's sufficient, that is enough. And so that's where we are right now. We're still building it out. If y'all have ideas, please let me know. We want to hear from you for sure. Though it'll be in partnership with State of the People, all of our civil rights orgs, all of our partners, and we definitely, of course, in ABJ, but we welcome you all to participate in this because, again, we need to remember that this is ours. We're not surrendering anything to them, nothing. And that's why his concert fell apart.
Same question to you, Errin. For Black folks who are looking for guidance about how to mark the semi-quincentennial.
What I mean, know that we are. You do not mark this 250th anniversary without talking about the contributions of Black people. Black people were present. We know this at the founding of this country, contributing, just as you said, Crispus Attucks. Black people were fighting shoulder to shoulder with the people that we call the founders of this country, that we call patriots. Black people have been patriots. Black people have been revolutionary. Just one story. The first column that I wrote for the Revolutionary Project that we're doing at the 19th was about a Black woman, Elizabeth Freeman. Her name was Mumbet. When she was an enslaved woman working for this family in Massachusetts, she's working for them. She's serving them at the dinner table. They are, she's invisible to these people. She's unpaid enslaved labor, but she's listening and she's hearing these people talk and using the words that end up being the foundation for the Declaration of Independence. One of the people who was at that table was a lawyer, Theodore Sedgwick. He helped to write the Massachusetts Constitution in 1789. Also helped say that, contribute the words that would become part of the Declaration of Independence, talking about the equality of all human beings and the freedom that all human beings were entitled to as their human right. She hears those words. She leaves her enslaver's home, walks down the street to this man's office and says, based on the words that you said, I need you to take up my case. I'm a free person. I hear these words. I understand that these words apply to me, even if you didn't mean for them to. Did you mean that all people are really created equal? If you do, argue for my freedom. And he did. And she through him was able to win her freedom. And that then leads to, the enslaved people hear those words. This is how Massachusetts ends up abolishing slavery. New England colonies end up abolishing slavery based on the words of the Declaration. Black people did that. Yep. Enslaved people pushed for that because they said, make these words real. I'm a human being. This applies to me too. People who couldn't even read, who heard the words of the Declaration of Independence read in town squares in the colonies. They said, you may not have meant this for me, but I understand that this is going to apply to me. James Fortin, pioneering free Black person.
Now you're preaching now, Errin.
He was a little boy when he heard the words of the Declaration of Independence. This inspires him to push for abolition. He is part of, the creation of, abolitionist newspaper that is pushing for the end of slavery. Like the Declaration inspired him, a young Black child. So the idea that we don't have claim to this or we're not a part of this, absolutely not. I'm talking about a Black woman who was here in, just years after the Declaration of Independence is written, who gains her freedom because of that document. You can't say that we don't have a claim to this. We absolutely have a claim to it, and we must make that claim. We're in a moment of backlash against progress, right? Against racial justice, against gender equality, against LGBTQ rights, voting rights, the truth, right? So that makes this anniversary even more urgent. It is a reminder that democracy is not self-sustaining, Every generation has to decide whether we're going to expand from freedom or retreat from it. And so that's the role that everybody has to play now.
I can't believe I have to end this segment, but I do have Dwight Howard waiting on me after this break. Errin, you just wrote the thesis for something we're doing here at WRD called Freedom Journeys, where we are literally lifting up Black Philadelphians from this nation's founding to this current moment to talk about the contributions to American democracy. Folks, if you can't make it to Errin's incredible panel tomorrow at 6:30 at the Museum of the Revolution, WRD is going to air that panel on our airwaves following it. But Errin, is there a place where folks can go to register for it if they do and can want to show up tomorrow at 6:30?
Yes, I mean, you can go to 19thnews.org. There's a link for you to sign up. I know that so many people have already signed up already. So if I would encourage folks, if they are still able to get in, to show up early. I'm just really excited about this. I lived in Philadelphia for 9 years. I thought a lot when I lived here about what it means to be a citizen, what it means to participate in this democracy. Philadelphia is such a powerful backdrop because it does hold the promise and the contradiction of America in the same place. This is the birthplace of the Declaration. It's the birthplace of the Constitution, but those documents did not originally include everybody. But we know that it is so many of the people, Black people in Philadelphia, that helped expand this democracy. So that's the story that we want to tell, not just the founding fathers, but all of the founders, Black women, women of color, Black people, queer people, immigrants, workers, and communities who have expanded the meaning of democracy. And so whether you're able to join us or not, just know, Philadelphia, that you are part of this story and you are part of how we can tell the full truth about what democracy truly means and what it can mean going forward.
Amazing. Just best segment ever. Angela Rye, award-winning host, social justice advocate, legal analyst, and CEO of Impact Strategies, and Errin Haines, founder, co-founder, and editor-at-large, and author and writer at The 19th, and MS Now political contributor. Errin Haines, Angela Rye, first of all,
president of NABJ.
And president of NABJ. That's correct. That's
all
correct.
the jobs.
All the jobs. Love it.
Jobs.
That's okay. I love you all. Thank you both so much for all the incredible work you do in and for our community. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule here to join us here in Evening Words. Both coming back, though.
Next
coming
week,
back.
I want to talk to the callers. They're cussing you out in the comments right now. They said, you should have let me take some calls.
Okay.
But y'all, it's not his fault. I was late. So it's blaming on me.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank both of y'all. I appreciate both of y'all, okay?
We appreciate you. And just one more thing, James, because Angela and I both had a chance to be in Tulsa this weekend. Yes. This is Tulsa Commemoration Day. We remember, obviously, the victims of the massacre, but we also remember Greenwood and the spirit of Greenwood and the spirit of community. We lift that up today. I just can't say how grateful I was to be there. Angela, how grateful I was for your words of uplift over this weekend. So, folks, please reflect on the promise of Greenwood and the spirit of Tulsa today, 105 years ago.
Yes. Angela Rye, Errin Haines, thank you so much. You are listening to Evening Words on WRD, Progressive Black Talk Media on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, and the Word Radio app. Folks, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back from this break, we have the legendary Dwight Howard on the line. That conversation is coming up next on Evening Words.